this is a battery, it's a marine battery. Whereas an ordinary battery is used maybe for starting your car and it needs a lot of amps at the very beginning. These are designed to have a constant amperage all the way through, and they're used like for what's called trolling motors and like an outboard motor that's electric to when you're fishing and things like this. And also for, it says it's for RVs. Well, RVs, just to keep the lights on, for example, you don't need big current draw, so it'll last a long time. So this is rated at 675 marine cranking amps. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But instead of using these load testers first, we're going to use the solar and then we're going to fire up the Topdon. Alright? So this is really easy to use, negative to negative, positive to positive. And what we'll do is, we'll see it's got 12.6 volts in, which isn't fantastic. But this was charged up on my Schumacher battery charger last night and it seemed to work okay. It goes to 100%. But 100% of what? Yeah, well, there you go. So let's say OK for that. Enter. It's a lead acid, coil cranking amp, 660. Let's take that up, Captain. 675. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. And test it. Bad. It's bad. It says it's only got 371 coil cranking amps. See what I mean? So although you can have almost decent voltage, you haven't got any coil cranking amps. Now I know this battery wasn't very good. Why? Because it was frozen. When I got it, it was frozen. But it's enough for testing. And I like this little battery because it's got some terminals on here, so I can put crocodile clips on and use it for testing. So that shows it's a bad battery. So let's fire up the Topdon. Now I'll have to go away for a bit while I get this sorted out. Right, now we're going to have a look at the Topdon of this one, this TB6000. It was sent to me because it was a demo one, but it seems to work alright. For testing batteries, it's not independent. It needs to be plugged into the mains. Also you need a smartphone such as this. Oh, one that works. Now I've already just tested that because I was talking to myself with the camera switched off, but I've already loaded the details in, so we're going to do to battery test. I've already got it in. It's a regular flooded battery, coil cranking amp, 675 test. And there you go. It's showing, it's got, now take note of this, it says state of charge 100%. But state of health 26%. This is not good. Test value 343 cold cranking amps. Resistance 870 milliohms. Battery voltage 12.61. So this is my test battery. But it's a big battery to lug around, but it's got no capacity in it. It's got no volts. And like I said before, I keep banging on. These guys are washing out batteries and stuff like this. Yeah, you'll get 100% state of charge, but no state of health. So don't even bother. Take it for scrap. It's a waste of time. So that was good. We've worked that one out. But now let's test. I'm going to use this one. I'm not going to use a carbon pile one. I'm going to use this one, and we're going to zoom in. And we'll test this again. So I'll put this away, take this off and get set up. So this is a good old-fashioned load tester. You should never use it for more than 10 seconds at a time. And once you've used it for 10 seconds, leave it to cool down, because it'll put all your results out. If you're going to test a great load of batteries, just leave it to cool down. So we can see on here, let's see if I can zoom in to show you the screen a bit better. There we go. First section here is for 6 volts. Well, we can safely ignore that. We've got a section saying bad, weak, and then there's green, and it starts off at 1000, 800, 600, 400, 200. Alright? Take note where the needle is now. It's in the red here, But this is for this section here is for state of charge for when you put your alternator, when you get your charging system on. So if you clip this to your car and start running the car, it should go into the green. But for now, we're looking at this needle here, which is on 12.6 volts, but we're going to put a load on it. So hopefully I can zoom out a bit and you'll be able to pick up on it. So we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you see it went into weak? It was right down here, so it wasn't even 600 volts, it was like 400. And that's going because of the state of charge. So we know this is a weak battery, because if it was 600, 675, it should be up here. Alright? It should be up there. So it's a good little... The battery's not bad. Right, let me get this right. It wouldn't start a Land Rover, but if you've got a Mini or something like that, it probably will start, you know, the old-fashioned Minis, or my Land Rover, my Series 1, it would run in it. That's what I use on it. I use it on the Series 1 as well, to start it, because it doesn't take any effort to start it. Compression ratio is about 1 to 2. So, we've tested that. We know it's a good battery for a spare, or, you know, for small cars, but it isn't quite worth replacing yet. And am I going to take all the caps off, wash it all out? No. Let's test another one. This battery came from the UK many years ago. It's got a little green light in here that indicates that it's charged up. It's just come off the Schumacher charger. But these batteries don't even have what cold cranking amps is. Maybe it had a sticker on it at one point, but it looks almost the same as that one, so we're going to do it like that one. Alright, so here we go. It's 12.63 again. Enter 675. Is it 675? Maybe we'll do it a bit less. Let's do it 640. Test it. Bad. Oh, this is really bad. 197 cold cranking amps. Alright, 197. That's not much, is it? Dear me. I wonder what the Topdon will find out. So I've set the Topdon to 640. Next. What's it going to do? Oh. Yeah, you see, same again, look. We've got state of charge 100%, state of health 5%. It's even worse. It's only got 147 cold cranking amps in it. Alright, but the voltage is up. You see what I mean? 20.40 milliohms. So that's that knackered. Right, well, let's do a load test on it. This should have cooled down a bit by now. There we go, let's cool that down. I suppose you could get fan assisted ones. So let's see what this says here. Again, when you look at the gauge, it says it's well up in charge, but let's try it for 10 seconds. Oh, straight into weak. Straight into weak. Do you see that? It's buggered. Sorry, Lucas. You charged up, but you're no good for this game. So we've got another battery on the floor. I think that one's knackered, but it's on the trickle charger at the moment. So I'll come back to this video later.